Okay, what is going on here? What are these? These are crazy. These are Easymoc's kind of flagship moccasin slipper. And they're beautiful. They're not my style at all, but they're very, very, very cool. They're essentially a slipper with a slight back. A wonderful, I really should find out what this exact outsole is called, but a beautiful natural rubber Vibram outsole. They're Blake stitched. They're genuine moccasin construction. And these are made of Horween's natural Chrome XL. A great display of Horween's Chrome XL because it just is, right? Horween's natural Chrome XL comes in all kinds of colors. And shades, really, I should say. This is a very, very dark, kind of almost olivey natural Chrome XL, but it might be one of my favorite kind of like, semi-accessible leathers. But there you go, made in Maine. There you go. Made in Maine, very, very nice. They have their kind of synthetic cushioned insole. This is a very, very comfortable shoe to throw around. And what I do like about these shoes is they've made hand sewn, made in Maine moccasin construction popular, or more popular, more accessible. So you'll find these, and I imagine you'll find these in people's homes that otherwise wouldn't own a single pair of hand sewn moccasin construction from the great state of Maine. These are nice. They're rugged, yet still kind of fun and refined, and a great slipper, right? You wear these to take the dog for a walk, throw out the trash, wear them around the house, out to the patio while you're grilling. I mean, it's a perfect shoe in a way. It does what it's supposed to do really, really well. And I like that. I like a lot. I like a lot about this shoe. It's not really my style. I'm not a loafers guy. I'm not, I've got yeah, my slipper would be these Yucatan, kind of very similar to the Birkenstock shoe, but Yucatan, what do they even call them? But it's a Yucatan slide, suede, made in Portugal. But these are really cool. These don't fit me actually, but again, they are super duper nice. They also make them in all kinds of creative colors, and in fact, you're seeing almost as much creativity as out of Easymoc as you are out of Yucatan. Really, I think Yucatan spearheaded just how creative and interesting you can be with a moccasin shoe that's also a traditional hand sewn moccasin shoe that's thankfully still made in Maine, USA. But if I had to guess, Easymoc was directly inspired by Yucatan, and as they should be, because Yucatan is inspiring. But they're using more moose leathers now and elk leathers and all kinds of good stuff. But yeah, these are just wonderful shoes and a fun little highlight on Easymoc and what you can get. If you're obsessed with footwear, if you're obsessed with boots, you then pretty quickly go, all right, well, what about all my other slippers and stuff? And you start paying attention. And so this would be a great option. You like rugged boots, okay? Well, here's a rugged slipper. I do think you got to like how it looks. I do have a lot of kind of shearling lined moccasin slippers from Quaddy as well that I really like. There's something about these, it just feels like I have to have an MBA or something, or I got to be a CPA. I don't know. There's something very businessy about these. Maybe that's just how I associate low moccasins, driving shoes and such. But they're nice. I used to wear them to school when I was a kid. I went to like a kind of not really a boarding school, but something similar. There's a uniform, and I wore these Ted Baker driving shoes, and I remember I just wore a hole right through them. But that was exciting. I wore the same thing with I had a Brooks Brothers bison leather moccasin shoe as well, and I wore those to death as well. But this is a really, really fun. It's a really fun shoe, and I love the leather on this. I love, you could say, the Chrome XL Lottery. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of creasing, but that's not really, I think this will age very beautifully, and you'll enjoy these. You would enjoy how these age. But there you go. There's a lasting hole, very, very cool. Some more hand sewn stitching, machine stitching, hand sewn stitching, very, very nice. These are lined, and it's just a a great way to get into a shoe, get into a moccasin, Maiden Mane moccasin as you're taking out the trash. I really like that. Anyway, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found this, hope you found my musings amusing. Okay. Have a wonderful week.